Hey guys, my name is Tiffany and welcome back to my channel. If you are a loyal subscriber, welcome back. If you are new to my channel, hey girl. So my goal on YouTube is to help motivate and inspire you to become your better self. My mission is also to help you identify who you are in Jesus Christ and God through self-development. So as you can tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about 5 huge mistakes that women make in relationships. If you are interested in watching this video, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe girl. So number 1, you don't know how valuable you are. So when you choose a guy to be in a relationship, to date, allow a man to court you, you are afraid to ask what you want, you are afraid to set boundaries, you are afraid to stick to your standards for the simple fact of, I just want a relationship. I just want a relationship, I just want to see how it goes. Sometimes you enter relationships out of desperateness, and it just doesn't show that you're valuable. You're not showing up as a confident woman and knowing that relationships come and go. There's always a lesson. There's always a reason that people cross your path, but everyone is not the one. So you move in a certain way that allows men to treat you not really so good. Sometimes you attract yourself to unavailable men when you fail to do these things, and you're not really confident. You exude insecurities. So you just have to know that no man will respect a woman or value a woman that doesn't value herself. You don't want to be so quick to jump into bed with a man who hasn't shown that he could be a lover, provider, and you haven't received that yes from God. You move out of anxiousness, you move out of spontaneity, because you know you're on this roller coaster and you don't have a sense of self-control, and you don't allow people to see the value in you. So yeah, you have to remind yourself that you deserve love. You deserve a slow love, a steady love. You deserve a healthy love, and set those standards for yourself and value them. That way when you do show up in relationships, they'll know like, okay, I can't take advantage of her. She really holds herself to a high standard and I want to respect her and show her, reciprocate that as well. The second way is you talk about the future with men very quickly. Like I said before, every man you sit down with is not your husband, girl. That is not your husband. Sometimes God sends people as an assignment, and we have to be careful that we're not sleeping with our assignments. Yes, your husband or the one is assigned to you, but some people are just strictly assignments. There's something in you that God has given you, that he wants you to share with his people, and you're only there for that. So we gotta move with a sense of discernment. And when I talk to you and I make these videos, guys, I'm also talking to myself. That is something I struggle with, because you have heard a word that God is going to send your husband, and you're so excited in what God is going to do ministry wise with you and your partner, and you're just ready. You're like, I'm just ready to meet my man. And yes, that is right, the word was right, but God is still preparing you. So you have to have a keen sense of discernment to know, is this the one or is this just an assignment? So we don't want to start talking. You do want to let them know you are dating for marriage. You do want to let them know that you are looking for intentional relationships that will lead to marriage, if you choose to take that relationship to that step. But what you don't want to start saying is, this is my husband. This is my husband. I want to get married on this date. This is the kind of ring I want. Ooh, and telling all your friends, oh my God, girl, I met the one and it's only been 2 days. Like, girl, he's a nice man, but that doesn't mean he's the one for you. So you start talking future wise. You start inserting your children's life and how that'll work with his job and all that kind of stuff, and you just start moving way too fast. Allow the man to get to know you. A lot of times we put timelines on people, and God only works in divine timing. So slow down. Okay, slow down, because men are really looking at you like, girl, you crazy. They know you want to get married. Men know women want to get married. It's not a shock. So they know that, and you got to be careful with doing that, because they could use narcissistic tactics against that if they have some narcissistic traits, and you look up and this relationship is moving way too fast, and you find yourself in a place that you never was supposed to go with that person. So we gotta be careful. We gotta be careful. You don't want to start talking marriage and babies too soon. Now, if the person says, do you want babies in the future, you just say, yeah, that is something that my heart desires. I would love to have children in the future. You know, say like, oh, I want babies by 35. By 30, I gotta have my kids before 35, because you know they say women bodies are, you know, after age 35 they go into a different stage, and so, you know, I got 2 years. I need to have at least about 2-3 kids before. Girl, slow down. Yeah, that is something that my heart desires. I would love to have children, maybe about 1 or 2 if God sees fit. And yeah, I'm excited to be a mother. That's it, girl. Not too much, okay? Allow the man to get to know you. Number 3, another way, another mistake we make is by contacting the man too often. Like, girl, you are calling him more than he's calling you. And I'm a woman who, you know, I like to let the man take the lead. I like the man to initiate the calling. When he's busy on his free time, let him call you, girl. And it's okay. Once you have established some sort of rapport, you can initiate. You can call him, because you want to hear from him. We don't want to, you know, miss that part of it. Of course we do want to hear from the man. We want to talk to the man. We want to hear about his day, because we're getting to know him. So we do want to communicate, but you don't want to start blowing his phone up. You don't want to start texting him, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing now? How was your day? How was your, oh, and then if he doesn't call you back, you go into panic mode, like, oh, what happened? Did something happen? He didn't call me today. He didn't. Like, girl, calm down. It's okay. And there is a time when, you know, it becomes something that needs to be addressed. Not to say it's a red flag, but it does become a time where something that's like, oh, hey, he's not contacting me. But for me, I read the room. If a man is not contacting me, that just means he's most likely dating other people, and you're not that high on his priority. It's like he doesn't really want to hear from you. So I just say, mental note taken, and I move accordingly. I don't ask a man, why are you not calling me? Why haven't you texted me today? What are you doing over there? Are you busy? You need to get focused on living your own separate life. And when he calls you, he'll call you. When he texts you, he'll text you. And you do the same. You want to have a life outside of a relationship, and not all day you're thinking about, when you gonna call? Oh my God, when you gonna... It's giving obsession, you know. And we don't want to scare the man away, girl. We want to bring the man to us. We want to attract healthy communication, okay? So if you keep calling him, making yourself too available, that dims the chase, that dims the romance, that dims the knight in shining armor guy that comes out of him. And you gotta allow him to miss you, girl, okay? So you can check up on him here and there, and that's fine, but let him pursue you. Let him court you, girl, okay? So number 4 is saying I love you all the time, and you barely even know him. And this may happen most times when we give our body up too quickly. So a lot of times when we have, you know, we give our body up, we get intimate, and we're in that bed, honey, we start feeling like, oh, I love him. And we start telling the man, oh, I love you. And then most of the times you're saying it first. And I just feel like, I mean, there's no right or wrong on who says it first. But I just feel like you need to say it at the right time. You need to say it when both of you have displayed behaviors and assurance and confirmation with each other that we're in it for each other. We got each other's back. We're willing to sacrifice for each other. We're willing to compromise in certain situations that are healthy, and we're willing to better each other and ourselves. We're willing to grow, and we're willing to put in the effort for this. We're in it for the long haul. You have met that person that you both can affirm and confirm for each other that this is it. That is the time when we can say, like, I love you. And most times the men say it. I mean, I know for me, the men, they say it first. So even if you do say it first, what if that guy doesn't say it back? And then you're like, oh God, what did I do? He didn't even tell me he loved him. I told him I love him. But it's like, girl, you haven't allowed the time to show that. You haven't given him a chance to prove that for you. So you want to protect yourself by holding all of your whimsical emotions back, and waiting for the right time to express your feelings and emotions for a man, especially by saying you love. Because once you say, like, I love you, my first thing is, how do you know you love me, and what does love mean to you? Because your love for somebody can be a different thing for love. So he may say it back. He might be like, oh, I love you too. His love may not be as deep as your I love you. So there's additional conversations that should be had, or even prematurely conversations that should be had before you throw that word out. You want to make sure you both are on the same page. So yeah, so that was 1, 2, 3. And the 5th thing is insecurity. 5 huge mistakes women make is being insecure. And granted, everybody has insecurities, because I know I have my insecurities and I know what they are. But a lot of times we show up in unhealthy ways. So whether you get mad at him for looking at other women, you get mad at him for being around women, even if it's within his career field, you get jealous easily. You don't like when he other women's posts or heart other people's posts on Instagram when that's the only option to like it or whatever. You stalk him on social media, see who he's with, what he's doing. He hasn't called me, but he's on social media, and then you get upset. He's not texting me back in a certain amount of time. Is he cheating? All of these negative thoughts that are going through your mind is a clear sign that your insecurities are flaring up, and you want to talk to somebody that can help you navigate through that. A therapist, maybe. I always say therapy. An older person that has been in a marriage and gone through some of the things you're experiencing now. Somebody with clear wisdom. Yeah, ways that you show up clingy is not really good, and insecurity can show up as you start looking at who were they with before. You start comparing yourself to his exes or his ex-wife. That's a very popular thing. If he was married before, you want to know what type of women he dated before. How does his ex-wife look? Is there still a chance she can come back in the picture? All of those things, like, what does your life look like with your ex-wife? And then you start saying, well, you didn't do that for me. You didn't do that for me. How come you married her within a year or 2 and it's been 3 years and you know we haven't got married? Well, if you've made it 3 years, girl, it's probably already did. But just a simple thing, just comparing yourself to the timelines of his exes is not a good thing. And displaying any of these qualities will essentially push the man away. So that is a huge mistake. Men are attracted to very confident women, and if you are a very feminine woman or somebody who is alignment in their feminine, you know that God will send the man for you anyway. So if he's the one, he's the one. You don't have to enter into the relationship with him with any concerns and worries, and you don't have to compare yourself to any other women he's been with. You don't have to compare yourself to women he's following on social media. You don't have to compare yourself. You need to kind of do a self-check and self-evaluation, and say, I'm insecure and I need to work on that. So yeah, we do want to do that. We want healthy relationships, we want fruitful relationships, and we don't want to build our foundation off of insecurity, because the man will have to constantly assure you that it's only you. The man will have to overcompensate because of your personal issues that you're dealing with and that you don't that you're not addressing in your alone time. So don't be so focused on him and what he's doing with other women. Don't be so focused on just don't be so focused on the insecurity thing. Like, be confident, show up in healthy ways, avoid these mistakes so that your relationship can be beautiful. Doing this will make it easy for the relationship to flow, and he'll fall in love with who you are. Who you are today at this very moment. Show up in that. Don't focus on anything else. Because if you are a person who's on her feminine journey, on her self-growth, you are making progress to be a great woman. You will be an asset to this man's life. Now, whether he sees it or not, whether he values that or not, then that'll just let you know whether he's it or not. Be okay with every man not being the one. It's okay. Don't focus on, I need to lose weight, I need to gain weight, he likes his women this way, he likes that, or why is he looking at this woman on social media? I don't look anything like that woman. Time will tell. Maybe he's not the one for you. I think a lot of times we show up insecure because it's a fear of rejection. We start looking at their past women because, oh, he's gonna reject me if I don't look like this, or oh, he may cheat on me. It's fear. Insecurity is brought from fear. So if we can heal all of that fear, insecurity will be gone. So these are 5 mistakes that women make in building relationships with men. If you are doing any of these things, it's okay. We are here all together, girl. We're in this thing together. We got each other back. Hold yourself accountable. Write these things down. Write down the steps that you're gonna take so that you don't continue to do these things, and pray over these steps so that you can move consistently with these. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in another video later.